podcast.
Okay.
You have any permission on your end to record?
Yes, it says this meeting is being recorded, and I'm clicking the word "got it" right now, and it
Okay,
says recording.
very, very good. It is saying that it's recording here. I thought for sure that we did this last week, but I don't know.
I
So
thought so also.
yeah, and so when I had my assistant reach out to you, say get a copy of his recording because it didn't record on
Yeah,
my end, and all I had was 41 seconds of the recording last week.
right. And I was looking for it, and I said I knew it said recording. So where is it? And I went into my cloud and everything.
Yeah, yeah. And so I got it all set up. And so I was supposed to be recording on the cloud, supposed to be recording on everything. And they
Uh,
said, don't shut off immediately. So after we're done, I'll have you leave and I'll exit out and then
okay.
hopefully it downloads and records. So,
Okay.
all right. So everybody, welcome to our podcast. This is Real Estate Saved My Lifestyle. And we're going to talk about lifestyle today. I was on the golf course today. And it's funny, Mondays is my golf day.
Uh
And
huh.
that's my lifestyle. So I want to go out there and enjoy my golf. And my producer goes, you got a show to do today, right? I said, yeah, I know. He goes, you got a podcast to do today? I said, yeah, I know. He goes, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to finish my golf game and I'll see you after my golf game. It's a beef and beer. All right.
Right.
So I was at Melrose Country Club. They had the beef and beer. So I had a
Uh-huh.
couple beefs and a couple beers. That's my lifestyle. All right.
Exactly.
And then I said, okay, let me come home, shower up and talk to my friend Antonio. Let's do our
Yes.
podcast, do our live streaming show. And then after this, casino, baby. All right.
Exactly.
Casino tonight. So that's the lifestyle being in the real estate business. So
Oh yeah.
and this is kind of the calm before the storm for me because August 17th, our next class starts.
Okay.
And so I try to do a little 2-week layover between each classes so that I get refreshed before the next class. But
Yes.
it's everybody's registering at the last minute. You know how it's going to be. Everybody
Exactly.
needs their book at the last minute. And so I have to
Exactly.
get everything done. So I'm getting ready for the new classes coming up on August 17th. So this is the kind of the calm before the storm for
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about Antonio. Antonio, thank you very much for doing my podcast again.
Not a
Not
problem.
too often that I have a guest twice. All right. So you can say not only were you my second guest, you were my guest twice. Okay.
Exactly. It is an honor to be your guest twice.
Thank you very, very, very much. I appreciate that. Antonio, you were a great student. You took my class back in November.
Yes.
You passed my class, and I
Yes.
knew you would. You just had the aptitude. You're very strategic. I like the way that you're compartmentalized, the way you take your notes, the way that you try to keep everything compartmentalized and filed, and so
Mhm.
forth. So I knew you were going to pass my class. So you passed my class in November.
Yes.
December, you passed the state exam, correct?
Yes. I
Right,
passed
right.
the national exam
You passed the national, and then you had to
Yes.
come back, what, once or twice for the state?
3 times.
3 times. 3 times a charm, baby.
3 times a charm.
That happened to me too, many, many moons ago, 30 years ago, when I passed my real estate exam. I didn't pass it on the first try. I didn't pass it on the second. I passed them both on the third try.
Right.
And as I said, I almost broke my ankle in celebration trying to do one of those side steps. And
Yeah.
yeah, almost broke my ankle celebrating, but it was the day that changed everything once I got that real estate license. Now, let me ask you a question, Antonio. How does it feel to be a licensed real estate professional in the state of Pennsylvania?
It's probably unreal. It's what I thought it would be, but more. I thought, oh yeah, you do a little bit here, you do a little bit here. It was like after I passed the test, it was like the whole everything. It was like a train ride. I was on an express train, and I was like, everything just started happening, and I'm like, oh my god, this is supposed to happen like this. So I was actually like, if it wasn't for the class, I wouldn't know what half the people were talking about when they were like, okay, we need to do your agreement to sell. We got to make sure we do this, and I'm like, oh, thank God for those definitions. So
And it is a never a dull moment in the real estate business, is it?
never ever.
And no 2 days are the same. That's one thing I love about the real estate business.
Not at all.
Yep, you don't get to see the same four walls. It's a different client, different atmosphere, different situation altogether. No 2 days are the same. Now,
Yes.
has your lifestyle changed a little bit? I understand you got a Bentley now, right?
The Bentley, yes, I'll be by to pick you up.
I appreciate that. So I got first dibs. I got first
You
ride on the
got first
Bentley.
dibs.
All right, so, but you came out like a rocket. You started out, you had a family member that needed a house sold, and then you've been what, 6 months in the business? How many deals have you done so far?
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually, after I leave off the podcast, I'm with my fifth, And while we were talking the last time was the deal that I got. So that's 6.
Amazing. So 6 deals, 6 months, and average commission on the deal on average commission. What would you say
About
your average?
5,000.
Five. So you already got about $30,000 to the good on top of your income because you're a full-time employee. You
Yes.
work with the school. You're an instructor yourself, correct?
Yes.
All right. What do you do?
I am the dean of students as well as a seminar teacher.
Okay. So you're a dean and a seminar teacher. Plus, you also have a business, a catering business,
Yes,
correct?
I also have a catering business. I've been doing that. I've been doing that since 2000, and I've been a dean since 2013. Currently, I'm at Conwell Egan Catholic High School, so I've been there for this is my 4th year.
This is the thing that I love about my students. They're all entrepreneurs. Everybody that comes through my gates, through my store, through my school is an entrepreneur. And they don't know how they're going to squeeze in the time to get the class done, but yet they do it. And then they find out after they're done the class, they really got to manage time because now you're helping so many people out. So only entrepreneurs could appreciate the stress that comes with it, but the lifestyle that comes with it as well. You spent $400 to get a real estate license. Was it a good investment now that you're 30,000 to the good later?
Yeah. 30,000 in the Bentley.
30,000 in the Bentley, you know. So I love that, you know. And did you know these things? Real estate will absolutely change your lifestyle.
It will.
It really will. You know, we go on trips, we go vacation. We you know, me and the wife. I do a lot of golfing. She loves her mahjong, and then we're at the casinos. And I don't feel guilty at all. And I got my schedule. See, I love Mondays. I don't know why everybody hates Monday. I'm out there golfing. I do my show, my podcast. This is work. This is work for me. You know, so I love it. So I love doing this podcast, providing it's recording properly. All right. You know, so and that's the only thing I can't blame my producer with the live streaming show. I can blame my producer for everything.
With the podcast.
With the podcast, it's all me. But I'll blame Zoom. If it doesn't record this time, I'll never do another podcast.
Never doing another Zoom.
All right. So right now, Zoom's great. But you know, I'm looking for a fall guy if this thing doesn't work. So So who are you currently with? You started right out with the same broker that you're with now, correct?
Yes, I am currently with and have always been with Realty Mark Associates in Huntington Valley.
Why? Why are you with Realty Mark?
Well, for 2 reasons. One, it's 100% commission.
Love that.
That's a great thing. And 2, I was referred to Realty Mark from my best friend's sister-in-law, who is an agent with Realty Mark, who referred me to Ray Gaber. And Ray, after talking to him, referred me to you. And after talking to you, the rest is history.
There you go. Ray Gaber, he's quite a businessman. I love his creativity. He is really a marketing genius. Sometimes he's ahead of the game and ahead of his time sometimes, I believe. But because most people cannot understand Ray's thinking process. He's like 3 steps ahead of everybody. So everybody's just coming in late, you know. So I love talking with Ray. Ray's a great guy, a great businessman. And I love his business model. 100% real estate commission. You keep it all. You get a cruise every year. You earn a cruise every year. Your paperwork is done. Your business cards are paid for you. You have a TV show. My open house, we just did an open house yesterday on Gall Street. And sure enough, had it on the TV show Sunday morning before the open house. It all works out great. So it's great to work for a broker that has such a great platform. Now, did you start out cold, or did Ray help you out with some kind of concierge service, maybe a mentor program, maybe a coaching program? What did he help?
I actually had a mentor program. So once I got the license, and I was keeping in contact with Ray for a while. While we were in class, I would say, I'm almost finished the class. I'm about to take the test. So he knew the process that was going on. So and he said, now I want you to talk to Bill, who is the broker of record. And Bill said, who refers you? I said, Sean Marie Freeman. He said, she knows what she's doing. That's your mentor. So, and because I knew Sean, it automatically clicked, and she has been like the best. She answers all my questions. I call her and ask her a million questions and apologize, and she says, stop apologizing. And so it works out.
That's interesting. So who was your mentor? Let's give a shout out to your mentor.
Sean Marie Freeman.
from Realty Mark.
from Realty Mark Associates.
And Sean Marie Friedman took you under her wings, and to her own admission, she didn't have to do much. You were a great mentor, great canvas to work with already. And so Sean Marie Friedman not only recommended you, was also your mentor as well, and that helped you out with your deals.
Definitely did. She went to the point where I said, I just did it for my first contract. She said, just send it to me. I'll scan it over for you. And she said, all right, everything's good. By the time I got to my third one, she says, why are you even asking me? I said, because I don't know. She said, you do know. You're doing it right. I'm just looking it over for you.
That's great that Sean gets you to leave the nest. It's time to leave the nest. It's time to go on your own. I don't want you to get dependent or reliant on me as your mentor. So she did a great job, and look at you now. So you would say that Realty Mark was a good move for you so far?
I think it was probably one of the best moves so far.
I know you do a lot of research, you do a lot of due diligence, a lot of inspection, and before you went with my school, before you signed up with Ray. And so you would say that, would you recommend the school?
Oh, definitely. I definitely would. I would definitely recommend the school. I looked at other schools, even those that had instructors. It was kind of like shaky. I wasn't sure. It couldn't meet my time. Virtual was great. And once we had the first class, I just knew it was a done deal. I was like, yeah, this is it. From the talk that we had, I was like, wow, he's really, you got me. I said, it didn't take much. I probably had the better conversation with you regarding the school than anyone else.
And that's one thing I say about leads. When you get leads in the business, I cherish them. So when a student calls or they're interested, I call them. I have a nice conversation with them.
Yes.
And I say, I get them on the phone. I'm going to talk to them about the benefits that's going to be there for them. If I can convince you to invest in yourself, and look what you did. You're a prime example. You took the $400, you invested in yourself, and now 6 months later, you're 30,000 did good. Can you imagine where you're going to be 5 years from now? How much real estate you're going to own, how much money you're making each year? Because you're probably going to be popping $100,000 a year consistently thereafter.
That's my goal.
Yeah. So 100,000 a year. And you got to have to decide. We're coming out of COVID. We're coming back somewhere along the line, if we can ever get back politically. Do we want to go back to work? Or do we want to start a new lifestyle, something different? And so that's one thing that I love about Realty Mark and my school, online real estate school, and the real estate industry. It affords us all great lifestyle. So I have to decide on a Monday, do I want to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and go golfing, or do I want to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and go golfing? These are the tough decisions that I have to make, with this lifestyle that I'm burdened with now, so great. That's great. So you're with Realty Mark, and Realty Mark, he's got a great model going, 100% commission. How great is 100% commission?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It definitely changed my life.
Just think, you could have gave up half of your commission. If you were with a broker that wants 50% of your commission, you would have gave up 15,000 of your commission already.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Out of the 30 that you made, and that would have been, crucial to a broker. So I teach you that, you want to learn how to run that first contract. Make sure that you're with a broker. Now, I love the fact that you're right now multitasking. You're looking at your phone. You got a deal coming. I see that. I love the life as a real estate agent. So I see you're perpetrating a fraud too. Like, you're really interested in the conversation.
I'm listening to you, and I'm like, I told you I had to do something at 5 o'clock.
That's exactly right. I saw that. So I see that you're handling those deals there. That's the job as a real estate agent. We get to multitask and do many things together. So am I holding you back? Do you have a deal?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm actually going to see her at 5 o'clock. She's probably going to ask me 20 more questions, which is fine too.
At 5 o'clock, because it's 5 o'clock now.
Oh no, I mean, I told her after our 5 o'clock meeting.
Oh, okay, very good.
I don't have to see her till 6:30.
Okay, very, very good. So that's great. And you know what? This has been good. The last podcast we did, you got a deal closed right in the middle of the podcast. Now you're doing another podcast in the middle of a deal. So, we probably have you here every week, do a deal a week, okay?
If that's what it takes, I'll do it.
All right. I love it. That's great. That's great. So great. I'm really happy for you, Antonio. I knew that you were going to be good. I just didn't know how good you were going to be because sometimes we like to hold ourselves back. And
Yeah,
fortunately, you had a good mentor and you had some good practice of being in business. That catering business really helped out with the real estate business, did it not?
you definitely know how to deal with people.
Yes. Yeah. And how long have you had your catering business?
Since 2000.
Since 2000. So a good 20, 21 years that you've had that catering business.
Yes,
And then it's nice. It's good not to have all your eggs in one basket. It's good to have
correct,
other sources of income coming in.
correct.
So you got a good job where you're a dean and instructor. So you got a nice pension, you got
Uh-huh.
benefits there. Plus you got the real estate where you're making a lot of green. You got to love that to add to it. And so all these are benefit. Now, do you work 7 days a week right now?
I work for real estate, yes. But the good thing with real estate is it may be 7 days, but it's 7 days, maybe a couple hours here, a couple of hours there. I can work while I'm on the go, as you can see. And the phone is a wonderful tool with all of the different apps on the phones. So sometimes I'm riding on my way to the beach, and I'm just texting real quick, taking care of a deal.
You know what I just learned to do? I got this LG and I got the Apple, I got the LG. So I got them both. And the LG is a little bit better sometimes. It allows me to do my texts and I can schedule my text. So I'll put the text together. And so what because what are you doing 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning? Somebody like me. So I put all
Right.
my texts together and then I schedule them to go out. And so
Mhm.
they all go out at the same time. Then my phone rings off the hook. But it's so cool that I figured out something to do at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So I can schedule my texts and blast them out and just schedule. Oh, they'll go out next Monday. They'll go out Tuesday. So I get it all done. So, and that's my virtual assistant who's telling me he's done for the day. It's 5 o'clock, telling me what he's doing. So it's great life to have the real estate business.
It is.
I get things done. I don't even realize it's getting done, So I'm doing a
Yes.
podcast. And when I'm done this podcast, Mert and Emmanuel, my two assistants, will blow this thing up. It'll be
Wow.
everywhere,
That's
and
amazing.
I'll get to see it. So, and I want to make sure that you get a copy. I want to make sure that all my guests get copies just in case, because I
Yes.
want you to be able to use this for your platforms, your marketing, your
Most definitely.
advertisement, especially when you start charging $10,000 an appearance for guest speaking, you want to have these things like this. So, so you're off to a good start in the real estate business. What are you
Yes.
planning on doing? Do you want to stay residential? You want to stay commercial? You want to stay buyer? You want to stay seller? You want to get investing? What would you like to do?
Well, currently, I'm actually doing my first commercial deal, which that's the deal that we were doing in the first podcast. I think I like residential. I'm going to probably dib and dab in a little bit of both. Eventually, I'm going to get into investing. I myself would like to have a few investment properties. So that's something that I'm actually looking ahead towards doing. So all of and the crazy thing was it really solidified what I wanted to do taking a class when we began to talk about investments. So when we were talking about investments, I'm like, that's the way to go. So that's something that I'm definitely going to look into, just getting my feet wet with all the contracts and everything, which happened very quickly. So I'm looking to probably start that pretty soon, sooner than later.
I've been blessed because I'm old school, 30 years. And when in the 80s and the early 90s, when we were investing in properties, things were a lot different than they are today.
Hmm.
So I'm a big fan of owner financing notes, residual income, purchasing notes, and so forth like that. I'm not a big fan of being a landlord, but I do teach that my students that the very first thing they should do is buy that duplex and
Right.
live rent free, mortgage free for 3 years.
Hmm.
Have your tenant pay your mortgage, and then you're living rent free. And then after 3 years, you move out, then you have residual income coming in. So,
Yes.
one of the first things that I teach my students to be an investor, forget about the money.
Hmm.
Live rent free, live
Right.
mortgage free, live stress free. Then you're already wealthy and healthy. So I always teach that first investment should be that duplex. And I see a lot of my students because I get to watch their Facebook, their Twitters, and so forth as they're remodeling. So
Yes.
they like to do that. And again, as I said, it's your first investment. So you should do these things. Get your hands wet, get used to the electrical, the wiring,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
plumbing and everything, and get familiarized with it because bad contractors are the worst in this.
Yes, they are.
being working as an investor, having a bad contractor is the worst. So you want to learn these things as you're going along, learning how to pull the permits and so forth, and
Yes.
the tax abatements, because that's changing at the end.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, so the 10 years was going to be going away. They'll do away with the 10-year tax abatement. And that's the thing about the real estate business. It's constantly changing. Constantly changing. That's why we got to do a continuing education every 2 years.
Yeah.
So I'm finding out things like prepayment penalties are not in the most of mortgages right now. And the 10-year tax abatement will be going away. Interest rates are going to be going up. Inflation, crime rate, unemployment are all going to be going up.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so since these things are going to be going up, your lifestyle has to work around everybody.
Everything.
Watch what other people are doing and do the opposite. That's what I always love to say. That's how to be a leader. You can be a
Exactly.
follower or be a leader.
Exactly.
So tell me, so you're dabbling in both commercial and residential. You like them both. They both have their pros and cons, and
Yes.
you want to invest in property. Are you going to be a landlord? Are you going to have like a portfolio of properties?
I don't think I want to be a landlord necessarily. I may start off that way and kind of learn some of the tricks of the trades doing
Right.
that. But eventually, I'm just going to have properties. I'll invest. I may flip some. So that's one thing that I'm thinking about doing. Also, purchasing properties, fixing them, and then reselling a few of them. But I'm definitely going to have a business of my own. I'm going to take catering and I'm going to move it into a business and just kind of let it run itself while I'm over here doing what I do.
Well, that's good because you do have two businesses. You're a real
Yes.
estate agent, so that's a business in itself, and you have the catering business, so that's two businesses that you have. And of course, that's always fun when it comes to the accounting and the IRS days. That's fun. So
Yeah.
because even though you made a nice $30,000 chunk of change so far, you got to put that money aside to pay your own
Yeah,
taxes.
taxes have already been put aside.
That's the way to do it. I teach you that. Put that 30% aside.
30%. Yeah.
Give yourself a tax return at the end of the year. So that's the way to do it. And so I teach all these things in the class. So you're going on to be a businessman now. Not that you weren't a businessman, but now you're in the real estate business. And because you're learning these things in the real estate business by helping others, how great is that so far?
It's great. It's always a blessing to really be able to help somebody who doesn't know or think they know. Like me, I thought I knew, but then I found out once I started. So it's always great to help someone who doesn't know and give them knowledge on what they can do in order to make their life better. And that's what I look at real estate as. We're helping people to become something or get into something that is going to that blow their mind, change their life.
Change your lifestyles. Exactly right. Buy one house and live in it and watch that equity grow. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're sitting on a nest egg without even trying to have an investment. You were just buying a property to live in it.
Yes.
5 years later, it's worth $20,000 more. All right.
Right.
So now I know you're a busy real estate agent, brother. I see those eyeballs moving. You got to take the call. You got to move. This is the lifestyle.
I'm good.
Sure. All right. I love it. This is the way the lifestyle is for us real estate agents. So
I just look and see who it is. It's like, okay, I'll call you back.
I can hear it ringing. I can see it ringing. I can see. I know the lifestyle of a real estate agent, brother. Those guys are always shifting. Some people think we're crooks, but we're not. We're just
right. We're like, it's a phone here and it's a phone there, and I'm like, okay.
That's what I said. I got my Apple. I got my LG. I know it's hard to speak, but I got both my phones, and I'm constantly quieting them as we're going along.
Exactly.
But yes, that's the real estate business. And in the beginning, it's so great to have the phone ringing. It's so good. But after about 6 months of the phone ringing, now it's like the love is kind of gone there. It's like I don't mind helping out, but I'm kind of packed here with being a Florence Nightingale, helping everybody out, So, but that is the great thing about that real estate license. You are helping other people out, making a nice chunk of change in return, and getting all this knowledge so that when you make your investments, you're not going to be making the mistakes.
Correct.
And that's the great thing about it. Don't jump into real estate thinking that you know what you're doing. Like you said, look how much you learned in the class. Look how much you thought you could do, and you found that you can't do those things. No such thing as a no money down deal. No such thing as a flip. And you better watch that assignment of contract. I'll do an assignment of mortgage, but I'm not doing an assignment of contract.
Exactly.
So you got to be so careful with these scams out there. And I like those institutions that call themselves schooling, because they can't legally call themselves a school because they're
Right.
not licensed. Schooling. So let me school you out of your money and teach you how to invest in property, starting with this technique right here.
Exactly. Thank you very much. And what did you learn? Nothing.
Nothing. Techniques. I call it the steak and salmon technique. What? Steak and salmon
What?
technique. What? You know, yeah, what did you learn? I learned to do the steak and salmon technique. Let's see if I find some. And it always takes advantage of somebody.
It does.
Their techniques always got to take advantage of somebody down and out, you know. That's
Exactly.
why I love teaching my techniques. You know, I talk about these auctions. Go to the auction. You never know.
Yes.
You know, if I owe the bank $100,000 and my property's being auctioned off, I'm going to the auction. If it sells for 120 at auction, guess what? My bad day became a good day.
Became a great day.
That's right. The bank got their 100,000, and that 20,000 is supposed to go to me, the homeowner, because the property sold for more than what I owed the bank.
Right.
So I like teaching these things, especially a tax sale. I love the tax sale, such a scam. It really is, because most people don't understand. And so let's just say that I owe $5,000 in taxes. Somebody bids $20,000 on that $5,000 tax certificate. What does the city do with that $20,000? They keep it. All right, it's their money. You sucker. You want to give me $20,000 for a $5,000 tax certificate?
Thank you very much.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And then when you go after the homeowner, thinking you're getting your $20,000 back, no, you're only getting $5,000. You paid $20,000 for a $5,000 tax.
5,000 taxes.
That's right. And people don't have no clue what they're buying at a tax sale. And none of these seminar books, none of these talk to you about the real deal. They always try to blow you away with the benefits, get rich overnight. And it doesn't work that way. I teach you, you got to work to succeed. Look at you, 6 months into it. You worked hard. You're 30,000 to the good. You're only 6 months into it. You'll be popping $100,000 a year every year now that you'll have your templates down. And that's the way to be successful. But it wasn't a get rich quick scheme. You didn't make money over. You didn't take advantage of somebody. Look at everything that you've done so far. You helped other people, and in return, you got the blessings for helping.
Exactly.
You don't have to take advantage of people.
You don't.
To be in the real estate investment world.
It's all about helping.
It really, really is. And so that's where you are now. Are you going to go for your broker's license in 3 years, naturally?
I am. I'm going to go. I think my plan is next year to get licensed in Delaware. And then the following year, get licensed in New Jersey. And then once I'm kind of like get my feet with all 3 states, I can, I think I'll be ready to get my broker's license.
Now, for the audience, so the audience knows you don't need to get a license in the other states to go for a broker's license.
Correct.
In Pennsylvania, you only need to be a real estate agent for 3 years, work so many deals in those 3 years, then you can go for your broker's license. So you don't need a license in another state. No, Antonio naturally is a big entrepreneur with big aspirations. And now, are you planning on opening up your own brokerage company and having agents working for you someday?
I'm playing with the idea. I like where I'm at right now. So once I do that, I'm definitely going to see, of course I'm gonna have that talk with Ray and say, what should I do? and kind of go from there. It will be great.
I'm still smoozing up with Ray for the Florida market. He's not there yet, but I want one of those offices in the Florida market, So Ray's a great, it's funny. The worst time of my career, I've been doing this for 30 years. The worst was the year and a half that I owned my own real estate company. Wow. I owned American Real Estate and Insurance. And it was the worst year because I bought this company with 65 agents already there.
Okay.
So the agents were already in there. And it was the worst mistake of my life because I thought, and now I teach my students this, my lesson. You're starting a business, and the business purpose, the only purpose of this business is to build your database.
Correct.
The database. It all comes down to the database. And when I buy real estate companies now, I learned that I'm buying a database. I'm not buying the real estate agents. Hell, I'm probably going to get rid of them anyway. They're probably not well trained. They're a liability to me. And I'm not buying the computers or the desktop or the space. I'm buying the database. Just like Trulia and Zillow. The only power they have is that database.
That's all they buy.
And so I teach my students, when you're running a business, the premise of the business is to build up the database. The money, it comes as a byproduct.
Yes.
But if you try to make the money, you're going to be grossly disappointed.
Exactly.
right? Stay away from trying to make the money. The money is a byproduct of building up your database, and
Right.
the database leads to all your sales. So you have
Exactly.
what, 6 new people in your database that
Mhm.
already led to revenue for you,
Yes.
income, and
And it's still
as
coming in.
and they're still it's still coming in.
It's
So
still coming
as you're
in.
building up that database over and over again, emails, telephone numbers, and today you can't buy these databases. You can't
No.
work with a CRM unless the person actually gave you permission to send them a text, send them an email, and they're
Right.
very strict today. So building up your database is very, very important.
Yeah.
And I see that's what you're doing. You got your landing pages out there, you got your brochures, your flyers, your social media, and building up a database, a landing page.
Yes.
Having that landing page and having people put in more their information, saying we want more
Mhm.
information, leads to more money.
Exactly.
And so that's what I always talk about. And so you are in the process of doing this right now.
Yes, I
And
am.
so, exactly. So I really appreciate you. You're a great student. You really worked out well.
I
And
appreciate it.
you were great because you had already did your own deal. You had sold a property already before you came to the class. You were able to offer a lot of insight in the class.
Yeah, yeah. Having been being able to have a home for 19 years and then sell a home, you learn a few things. And although I knew a few things, I thought I knew it all. So you get to the class, you're like, oh, I really didn't know that. Oh, now I know what it's called. Oh, that's what happened when they did this. So everything kind of came together, and then I was able to say, now I know what I'm doing.
And it's great to have that perspective of already selling your house and then doing the class and
Hmm.
then actually seeing. So now
Yes.
you're learning after the fact of what
Right.
you went through because nobody explains anything to you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Nobody explains anything. And I told you, you want to be a great real estate agent, explain the contract. As long as
Exactly.
everybody can understand the contract and
You're
explain,
good.
you're good. They're going to feel comfortable with you. They're going to feel assured. They're going to recommend you.
Yeah.
Have you been referred already?
Yes, I have been referred. I actually had a referral today. I think I've been referred 7 times since.
7 times. You know what
Yeah,
that's called? Free money, baby. That's free money.
exactly.
You didn't have to market. All right. Your good work gave you 7 more potential clients, and see
Yes,
how people were happy to recommend you and refer you. And
yes,
so work on those reviews. I talk about those reviews. Those reviews
yes,
are
definitely.
absolutely crucial for your business today. And people read my reviews all the time before they
Hmm.
actually call me. One of the first things they want to do is read the reviews.
Yes.
And that's the first thing that I like to do. And I think a lot of people do that.
Hmm.
So the reviews are very, very important, but it's like pulling teeth. Your class, by the way, your class was the biggest success that I had in reviews.
Wow.
Your class. And you know why? I did the paid homework assignment in the class, remember?
I remember.
That's exactly right. So I did the paid homework assignment and I made it part. I said, I'll do business with you. So give me a review. I'll give you a little discount off of that. And I was surprised a lot said, you don't have to give me the discount. I was happy to give you the review. But yes, it
Yes.
was a little tacky, but it was the great. I've done 2 classes since your class. And guess what? Hardly any reviews because I'm asking for kindness. I got to go back to doing business with my students. I got to be back. I got to go back to being tacky.
Gotta go
All right.
back.
Yeah. You got to be tacky. What can I tell you? All right.
This should be a given. You're like the greatest teacher I know.
That's kind coming from a teacher yourself. Though. It's very nice, very big compliment. Thank you very, very much. And I love this platform. This is why I like people watching this platform because this is
Yeah.
our classroom.
Right.
Literally in the classroom, what we're doing right now, I'm giving you the education. You can talk to me. You can ask me questions, correspond just as if we're sitting in the classroom.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm sitting in a classroom. You're sitting in a $40 million mansion right now. So
I know. I
it's
know.
nice to be your lifestyle. Okay. So
I'm in the office. In the office, in the mansion.
there you go. There you go. And look, I got an offer. Let's see. I think my offer is probably rejected, but we'll see. So you and I both got the same thing coming in. So that's a great lifestyle to see if our offer's rejected or accepted or not as we go along. So let's see if my offer has been accepted or rejected because I know they were saying they're taking all highest and best offers by 5 o'clock tomorrow. I have issues. Okay. I have issued the highest and best. So this is the real estate business that we're in right now. I have issued the highest and best countered offer to all 7 potential buyers that are bidding on this property that my buyers bidding on. So we got 7 bidders bidding on it. And you know how the routine, we got multiple offers. Please present your highest and best by 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Right.
And that's what I got. I just got an email now. And I can tell you right now that my client isn't now working for investors is tough. You know, when we're up against highest and best, they're like, it's not worth it for me to pay more than that. All right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so with an investor, it's tough. So you know where your cutoff point is with an investor. But
Correct.
with a potential buyer, you know, they might say, I really want this property so bad that I'm willing to pay a little bit more for it, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely a difference.
So yeah. And I hate these online real estate agents that don't want to do their bid. They don't want to talk to you. Just submit the offer online. And then I had a
Yeah,
problem
like-
with it. And then they're like, I don't know what to tell you. I said, well, can I
Yeah.
submit the offer directly to you, the real estate?
Right.
You know,
I'm big on communication. Like, let's talk. You know, you can hear what I'm saying. I can hear what you're saying, and then we can go from there.
I don't mind electronic transactions after we talked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
But
you know
if
where we're
you don't
at.
want to take my phone call or you don't want to answer my text and you just want me to go to a website, you know, I already know what I'm dealing with and what kind of real estate agent I'm dealing with.
Computer.
A weak bank agent
Right.
that runs off the coattails, you know. So I hate dealing with these, but that's part of the business. And you know what? I got hammered over the COVID-19 situation. The bank hammered me, asking me to become one of their agents. I don't want to work for the banks. You know, I know exactly what that's all about.
Right.
I know exactly what that's all about. But they're relentless. They're relentless, you know.
They
you know,
are.
We're gonna have a lot of foreclosures coming down the pike. You and
Mhm.
I both know how many foreclosures when this rent moratorium is over.
Oh my
the
gosh, I know.
moratorium is over. We're going to have a lot of buyers coming
Oh,
out, a lot of buyers, and they're not going to be qualified buyers. So we have to work with them, getting them approved, and
mhm.
we're going to have a lot of foreclosures. And so, you know what we're going to see again? Short sales.
Yep.
Short sales are coming back our way. And I hate short sales. Another thing, I hate working with the banks. Anytime you're working with the banks,
Yeah.
it is a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. It is
Yeah.
a nightmare.
And
It's a
so
total nightmare.
it is working short sales, working anything with the banks. It's just really, really ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm working with an investor, and he says to me the other day that I said the property you bought it didn't sell at auction,
Mhm.
right? It was owed the bank. The bank took their money. It was owed Citizen Bank.
Right.
And I said, that he goes, no, they bid it at this property at auction. I said, they can't bid on their own property. It's a disclosure problem, you know, and then it's a conflict of interest. If the property is worth $100,000 that you owe me $100,000 on the mortgage, but it's
Right.
worth $200,000, and I'm
Mhm.
the bank, I can foreclose on you, but am
Right.
I allowed to bid on the property as well? There's a conflict of interest there. And so
Mhm.
my client's saying, well, the bank has the right to bid on the property. Well, they do, providing they are a registered bidder
Right.
and they disclose that they're going to be bidding on the property. They can't take two roles at it. It can't be the lender trying to claim a loan and then
Right.
also a bidder trying to bid on the property. So you're seeing a lot of conflict of interest going on, and you got to be really, really careful. This is the first time that I heard the banks were bidding on their property. Why would they bid on it? You
That's
know,
weird. Yeah, that's weird.
all they're entitled to is their loan. You know, they're
Right.
not an investor, they're a lender. They're not in the real estate business. So, you know, I don't know if my client has all the facts correct, but
Yeah.
you know what they say, just like you said, they know everything until they don't know it anymore.
Exactly.
You know? So they
That's
think
my
they know it
motto.
all until they don't know it all. And I
That
said,
is
I've been doing this for 30 years. When's the last time you did an auction? 2 weeks
right.
ago. You know, we do it online now. He goes, yeah, that's right, we do it online. I say, so again, now there's my producer right there. So that's right. I got a show after this, the live streaming show. See how I
Oh
forgot about
yeah.
that. So I like the podcast. We can do the podcast anytime we want.
Kind of like relaxed.
That's exactly right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our podcast, Real Estate Saved My Lifestyle. I'm here with Antonio Goodman, a real estate agent with Realty Mark, and I'm glad to have Antonio as my guest speaker. Antonio Goodman with Realty Mark. He's going to give you his telephone number and his email address in 1 minute. But you want a real estate agent that is very thorough, very compartmentalized, very detailed in the record keeping, and able to explain everything to you on the buyer side and the seller side. Then what I'm going to recommend, not only myself as a magnificent individual that I am, but I'm also going to recommend my good friend Antonio Goodman. He's had the best training. I know he's had the best training, and now he's excelling. He's got 7 referrals from the 6 clients that he's done so far. So if you're looking for a really good real estate agent, ladies and gentlemen, Antonio, what area are you marketing in, specializing in right now? Is it all of Philadelphia? Is it some of Philadelphia? Is it the counties? Where are you?
It's Philadelphia, Delaware County, and Bucks County.
Okay, Philadelphia, Bucks, Delaware. Now that's a good chunk of market right there. So if you're interested in the Philadelphia, the Delaware County market, and was it Chester?
Bucks.
Bucks County market, then I want you to talk to Antonio Goodman. Antonio, give him your name, your real estate agent, your telephone number, and your email slowly.
Great. My name is Antonio Goodman. I'm a realtor with Realty Mark Associates in Huntington Valley. I can be reached at 267-713-9090. And my email address is goodmanantonio. That's GOODMANANTONIO 75 @gmail.com.
Okay, your phone number one more time. Say your phone number again.
It's 267-713-9090.
Very, very good. So, Antonio, I'm really proud of you, my friend. You're doing a great job right out of school. You didn't stop. You immediately got that real estate license. You're a licensed real estate professional. That right there is worth the $400. Having that license by the state that says that you are a licensed professional in real estate, that you have the knowledge to represent others.
Yes.
What a great feeling. And that's exactly what you're doing. You are representing others. So you've been helping buyers and sellers now. Has it been both sides right now?
Yes, both sides. And renters. I did renters too.
And the renters, that's right. Yeah, landlords and renters. So, and that's a tougher market. I don't do renters. Yes, I don't do, unless it's $3,000 a month or higher. I don't really work with the renters.
Yeah.
And so I can't service everybody. So I got to figure out what I want to do, what I don't want to do.
Renting is something that I'm not. After the last two that I did, I said, I might have. I'm not going to really put that out there a lot.
On the renter side.
Yeah,
because there's not a lot of money there, and I don't like the application, the $75 deposit, the application. You don't get that back, and sometimes these things go bad. So I still, even after 30 years, I love working with the first time buyers, and you know why?
Yes,
because of my team. So I like when I get a new team, I start them out with these first time buyers. Working with first time buyers is such an easy transition into the real estate business. These first time buyers don't care that you're a brand new agent. They don't care that you've been licensed a month, 6 months, a year. They're going to treat you like you've been in business for 30 years.
Exactly.
And so that builds up your confidence and helps you build up your real estate business.
Yes.
So, but of course, not you. You went against the grain. Your first client was a seller, right?
I know.
So your first client was a seller. All right. And so that was great. So your first client, a family member, and you picked up their listing.
Yes.
Sold the property. Now, how was that very first deal for you? Any pressure having a family member as your first client?
Yes. Any pressure? If you want to know what's the hardest thing to do, is buy or sell a family member.
There you go. Yes. And so again, you don't want to do anything wrong. You want to make sure your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted. And and I know your mentor was absolutely, for this first deal, making sure that you did everything right.
I think we talked for hours. I'm like, okay, what do I need to do now? I had an open house. I did everything. I said, I'm not sure. She said, just breathe and wait.
And that is the great thing about Realty Mark, because they give you training every day. Every day, just like we're doing right now, a Zoom classroom. Bill does a great job as the broker of giving these classes and finding guest speakers to do these classes to give you. So some of the best training that you'll ever get in the real estate industry is at Realty Mark. Every day there's a training meeting. There's no excuse. Of course, as real estate agents, we always find an excuse not to attend the meetings, of course.
Right.
But there's no excuse not to know the real estate business inside and out. And I love, because every now and then he has an attorney or he has an accountant or he'll have a title company do a guest speaking. And I love jumping in those classes to see. Because I always like to say, if I learn one thing in the class, then the seminar and everything was worth it. If I learned one thing,
it was worth it.
That is exactly right. So good. So you're now at Realty Mark. What do you work out of the Terwood Road? Huntington Valley. Yeah.
Yes.
That's quite an interesting building Ray's got
It
there.
is a very interesting building.
I like that. I thought it was a residential property. Then I realized this thing's got an elevator. It's much bigger on the inside than the outside. So
It is. I said, wow,
Steve,
it's like a little mini mansion.
it is, it looks like the building goes right into that hill, that mound, so the building
Yeah.
is much bigger inside. And so I love that. And he's just got his new King of Prussia location. So
Yeah.
he's got good locations that
Mhm.
I like that. And you can use any one of his offices
Anyone.
anywhere they are. And of course, I'm plugging them for Florida. All right. I'm trying to get him in the Florida market. I want the first Realty Mark office in Florida.
I'll
And
be about to visit.
yes. And so I'm working with Ray. I'm not the only one plugging away at Florida. So, I'm not the only one. So hopefully, because the way that me and Ray are working, it really is a nice streamline to have a reputable school. The school is doing so well. The
Yes.
online real estate school, every broker is trying for the students that come out of this alma mater, out of this student,
It's amazing. The online real estate school was amazing. It was great. It was great. I tell everyone about it. Like, if you want to go into real estate, please let me know. I can tell you what school to go to.
And brokers are getting wind of it because I teach you how to run a real estate business in the classroom, which most schools won't do that. The
Exactly.
brokers want these agents coming out of this classroom because they know that I'm teaching you how to run that business. So this
Correct.
is less thing for the broker to do. You're already pre-polished, and so you're stuck. Are you still getting a lot of job offers coming in the mail?
Yeah, I still am like, yeah, actually I am. I get emails now, and then I get cold calls at lunchtime.
And that's hungry real estate agents looking, and your reputation's already preceding you. All these other real estate companies are vying for you, but can they beat 100% commission?
They can't.
They can't do it.
They try. They try. I literally get four calls a week
From brokers trying to recruit you.
Yes,
I told you, once you have a real estate license, you'll never look for work anymore. Work will come to you.
definitely.
And right, everything I say in class, has it not materialized? Has it not
It
been?
has. It has. It has. I was just offered. Let's go to lunch and talk and talk business. I said,
It happens every day. I'm at the casino parks yesterday.
uh-huh.
I'm in Chicky and Pete's.
Yeah.
And there's an agent that was in my class, Mike. I don't know if Mike was in our class. I think he was
I
in
don't
the
think he
next
was
class
in our
after. Yes. And so there's Mike and you don't know how many times I see students now. And you know what kills me? I remember their name, but they don't remember my name. I don't get this. I had 40 students in the class. I'm like, I remember your name. It's like,
It should be the opposite way.
He sends me a text moments later. He caught me off guard. Oh, come on. You can't be caught off guard. This is real estate business. You can't be caught off
Come
guard.
on,
It's a live
now.
streaming class, all right? So I was the instructor. How can you not remember my
Right.
name?
You only need to remember one name. You have to remember 15 to 20 names.
And I do good. I remember. It's like, oh
Exactly.
yeah, hello, how are you? It's like, you don't remember my name. I was like, oh, I don't know. It's like, make a reputation for myself. My students don't remember my name, but I did catch them off guard, So, I was like, Mike, he's like, how are you? So, I did catch him off guard, but that's the way the real estate business works.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
I told you, and you know what he was doing? He was working with two investors, working a real estate deal.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So there he comes out of my class a couple of weeks ago. A month or so ago.
Right.
Top producer, very good. And he went to work for one of our competitors. I think he's with Keller Williams. I'm not sure. Okay. And nothing wrong with Keller Williams or RealtyMax. They're all different good programs, So each have their good and their bad. And he really wanted to work with this mentor there that is a top producer, and that was the only reason that he signed up, because he really wanted with this mentor. So I don't know how well he's doing, but I'll have him as guest speaker on the show. You don't have to just work for Realty Mark to be guest speakers, even though it is the best brokerage out there.
Yeah, what can I say?
It is why I'm with Realty Mark. Hell, I closed my own company down. I closed my own business down to go with Realty Mark, and I've been with Ray for 10 years now, and I've never looked back. It's been a very, very good relationship. So because in the real estate business, it's very hard. We're all entrepreneurs. We're all chiefs. Nobody wants to be the employer.
I know, right?
So that's very, very good. What are you doing as far as marketing? How are you getting your business?
Well, I had this whole spiel of how I was going to market. I do have a Facebook page. I do have an Instagram page. I do have a website. Actually, one of the lenders gave me a website. So
Okay.
yeah, which is it's Tony9090.valuedagent.com. So
Tony 9090 at
so
valueagent.com.
dot valuedagent.com.
Valueagent.com.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
say that
So
website one more time.
Tony TONY 9090 dot valuedagent.com.
Valueagent.com. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Now, did you do that Google My Business? Did you get that one?
I'm actually about to do that now.
All
I
right.
have so many things going on.
I know.
After the first sale and the two clients, everything just kind of says shh. And so I'm like, I have where I should be now. I'm probably way ahead. So now I got to go back to the beginning and actually do some more establishing
Well,
because it just it was like a train, express train.
it happens in the very seasonal business. I always say to my students, January, February, and March, it's like the calm before the storm. That's when you
Yes,
do all your advertisement for your first time buyer.
yes,
And then
yes.
that income tax return comes and everybody's coming out of that winter hibernation. And then
Mhm.
boom, before you know it, you got 6 or 7 clients all at once. And,
Right.
and then for like 3 or 4 months, it's just packed. And then it gets
Yes.
quiet again. Every business is a seasonal business. And so
Right.
you understand
Right.
the seasonality. This is a year-round business because who's coming out in December, January, and February? The investors. So
Yeah.
they're out buying property. And who comes out in March, April, May? Your first-time buyers, your spring market. That's the
Yeah.
big market, the spring, summer, and fall market. And then it goes into that lull again where you're working with your investors. So if you understand your market, it's a year-round business.
Yeah.
So, but it's always about marketing. Always about, and you know what people don't understand? Every time I get a new email address and a new telephone number and a new name,
Mhm.
that's money. I know that's a potential. And I just did that today. Well, 3 o'clock this morning, I just sent out 67 texts.
Right.
And the way I send out my text, I don't do a blast text because you're only so many characters in a blast text.
Correct.
But if
Correct.
you do your text one by one, like I do, you can have as many characters as you want, and I can have a picture and everything. And then, so I just set up my text. I just copy everything. And so I set up my text with my numbers. I paste it in, and then I set it out for a blast. And those email and telephone numbers, some of these people have been on my database over 2 years, and now they're finally signing up for the class
Right.
or
Right.
finally buying a property. And so when you're in the real estate business, you're going to have your immediate buyers and sellers. You're
Mhm.
going to have your 3-month buyers and sellers, your 6 months, and your 1 year buyer and seller. So you
Yeah.
got to start compartmentalizing and taking all these leads and knowing how to nourish these leads.
Right. Right.
My Google AdWord he loves me. Dustin loves me. He goes, you don't waste a lead. As soon as the lead comes in, because I got that call rail. So they
Yes.
know they record my conversation and everything. They want to make sure that I'm not wasting these leads.
Uh-huh.
And I love these, even if I don't get an answer, I can use that for my text blasting, my email, and so
Mhm.
forth. So you are in the beginning of your database. Now, do you already have a large database from the catering business?
Yes, I do. And the crazy thing was, I think the first time, so when my mentor, she said, this is what I want everyone to do. She said, I want you to just send out an email to the first 30 people that you know and just say, hey, I'm a realtor now. Call me if you need anything. And she said 30 people. I sent it to 50 people.
Overachiever that you are. Overachiever. Now, was that a one-time blast, or are you going to try?
Well, I actually did it twice. I did it once, and then I did it a month later. I said, let me try that again because out of the 50, I had 2 deals. So,
See that? See that? It is a numbers game,
yeah,
And so you're riding about 3-4% closing ratio on your second blast or the
yes,
first blast. So you
yeah,
blasted out 50, and you got 2 potential.
yep.
You don't know where your next
I still have potential their customers right now that I am just talking to and helping them along the way. So even after I finish with the 3 current ones that I have, there are still 4 more kind of waiting in the wings because they're getting things together, and I'm just talking to them every other week, making sure I stay in contact with them and making sure that see if they need anything, any credit advice that I can refer you to somebody or things of that nature. So they're like, oh, thank you for contacting me. So It's all about personality sometimes.
I love it. And you got that personality, brother. I like that. You got the smile, you got the pizzazz, so it works out good. And put a suit and tie when you forget about it. You're lethal. All right. There's no now, you can't, you look good walking out of that Bentley. All right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, So no, you definitely, and as I said, anybody that's listening to this podcast, anybody that comes to my class, they already have a different blood pumping through their system.
Yes.
They're an entrepreneur, they're an overachiever, and they'll work it out. So this is not for everybody. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
So this is just for those who have a different blood, an overachiever. And the good thing about us overachievers, good and a bad thing, is we're great at helping other people with their problems, but we're not so good at helping ourselves with our own problems.
Exactly.
And we're procrastinators as overachievers. We're procrastinators as well. At least I am. I think you're too organized to be a procrastinator, but
I procrastinate maybe once a week.
At this very minute, I'm procrastinating because the live streaming show starts at 6 and my producer wants me to be there at 5:45. So it's now 5:41, 5:42. And look at me like I got a care in the world. Care less. That's the lifestyle that I lead. All right. This is my Monday. I got another hour to do. I'll do a live streaming and then I'm going to go to the casino. And I'm going to go to the casino. That's exactly right.
And you're not too far from me when you go to that casino.
That's right. You're in Ben Salem. That's right.
Exactly.
Yes,
I'm not too far and see you one day.
Absolutely. Just like Mike said yesterday, we got to do dinner. We got to go out. Let's live the lifestyle as real estate agents. All right.
I know. How about that? I'm about to actually take a trip.
All right.
I have to go to San Diego this weekend, so I'm trying to live the lifestyle.
Absolutely. So for San Diego vacation,
yeah, going to go visit my sister. So I said, take a little vacation. Let's go.
Very, very good. Enjoy. That's the great thing. And you could do that. And that's the great thing about being a real estate agent. I don't want to come to work today. I'm not coming to work today. I don't have a boss. All right. If I decide to come to work today, I'll come to work today.
Exactly. I can still do my deals on my trusty phone.
That's exactly right. Yesterday, the buyer calls me and goes, I want to make 2 offers on a property. Would you help me out? Will I help you out? Oh, of course. I'll be glad to help you out.
Exactly.
And that's the 2 offers that we're doing right now. We just lost the one, and I'm probably not going to get this one as well. But that's the way the business works sometimes. You know, I'm up against 7 other bidders.
Right.
Since I'm working for an investor who's not going to overpay for the property, probably not going to be the winning bid here. Right. That's okay. We get plenty of other deals. I had Denzel Schuler, another student of mine, doing the open house. My goodness. He's got a pretty good routine with that open house. He's got some money invested in that,
Nice.
He's got the flags, he's got his posters, he's got a pretty good open house system going there,
Nice.
So and he got the TV show on, he got the TV the show, he got the open house and the TV show. So he's doing pretty good. I like to see if I can help him out with more buyers, but that's always the pressure on me, to help the students out after they're done school into the real estate world to start rocking it in the
I'm gonna be calling you.
The phone never stops, brother. So Antonio Goodman, my friend, thank you very much for not only being my second guest speaker, but being my guest speaker twice. And I'm hoping and praying, because it still says it's recording. Is it recording?
I see it too.
Okay, so I'm hoping and praying that we have a podcast to give to my team. Antonio Goodman with Realty Mark Associates. He's been in business 6 months and he's already setting a name for himself. He is great at representing. He's already got 7 referrals from the 6 clients that he's done, and he is setting the world on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce my good friend to you, Antonio Goodman from Realty Mark. If you need somebody to help you out with buying or selling a property, you're in Bucks County, you're in Philadelphia, you're in Delaware County, then Antonio is the person you want to give a call. Give a shout out and your telephone number again, Antonio.
Yes, I'm Antonio Goodman, Realty Mark Associates, Huntington Valley. My number is 267-713-9090. And my email address is goodmanantonio75@gmail.com.
Has real estate saved your lifestyle, my friend?
Real estate has saved my lifestyle.
I want you to continue to enjoy this lifestyle that you work so hard for, brother.
I will.
Better. It's only going to get better for your next, because I know you're going to live 100 years on this earth easily.
Yes.
Wise, so you want to be a rich and a wealthy man, and so you're well on your way, brother. I am very proud of your accomplishments so far.
Thank you
You're
so
a
much.
great student. I can't wait to see what you accomplish in the next year and 1 year. You're with a great real estate broker, Realty Mark. You're keeping all that money, and they had a great mentor program to help you start out with. So look at
Yes.
today, 6 months. Did you think that today would be 6 months later that you would be looking back on?
I did not think so. I didn't think so. I was like, wow, time is flying. And
It
so
really is. It really is. It's having a blast, and I wish you nothing but the best. You're doing a great job. Continue the great work, and I'm looking forward to great things for you. Antonio Goodman, Royalty Mark Associates, thank you for being a guest speaker on my podcast.
thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for being my guest speaker last week on my
Yes.
live streaming show as well. Hopefully this will record. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you again for attending
All
my
right.
podcast, Real Estate Saved My Lifestyle. I'm looking forward to seeing and working with you in the future, my friend.
Most definitely. Thank you so much, Warren.
You're welcome, and you take good care.
Have a great one.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye now.